Someone can't teach you industrial sales if they've never been in the industry.
You're going to get tips and tricks from our sales lives that you won't get anywhere else.
What I'm trying to get us to be is the biggest industrial sales and marketing agency like in the world. We're not playing for average at all, ever. I don't want any client, if we surveyed them, to be like, yeah, it's good. Like, I want to be like, dude, they're awesome.
What's up, guys? I'm Kyle Milan. Today's Tuesday. Normally we're talking about marketing, but I brought in Alex Brown because he's going on vacation tomorrow. So we wanted to switch it up and do sales stuff today, marketing stuff on Thursday. Those of you that are new to the content, head over to YouTube, subscribe. We've got over 1,600 videos talking all about industrial marketing and industrial sales. And for those of you that have been following our content, you may notice we got a little new setup here. We got 4 cameras. Hopefully they're all functional. Some new tables. Alex and I are across from each other instead of sitting next to each other, all awkward.
It's just because you didn't want to feel short next to me.
Yeah, exactly. I had to sit on telephone books. For those of you old enough to know what that is, shout out to you. I had to sit on telephone books while Alex was sitting on the floor. And it was very weird.
No, that's all.
His torso is as long as most.
Long.
Yeah, it's 6 feet long. So now it's cool because we're across from each other. So it's a little bit more interactive. So today we're talking about sales. Today we're talking specifically about post-show follow-up from a trade show. I know you guys are anxious to see this. We did the pre-show marketing. Did we do pre-show last time?
We already did pre-show.
And now we're doing post-show?
Yep.
Aren't we supposed to do the actual show? When are we doing the actual show?
We already had trade show techniques.
Oh, okay. So we've done pre-show. Now we're doing post-show. So those of you that have already done trade shows, you're probably going to learn some things here that you're like, dang, I wish I did that back when I was at NPE in May or IME in what was that, February?
Yeah. March.
No,
was it
February.
Yeah, it was
February. But those
IMTS last year, or not last year, FabTech last year.
Yeah,
IMTS was 2 years ago.
Yeah, so those of you that are going to be going to IMTS this September, FabTech this October, or any other shows, Automate, Plastic Expo, you got the Advanced Manufacturing Expo that's going on. Any of you guys going to those shows, there are going to be some good tips for you guys in this episode. We don't have any notes.
I have some.
Alex has some notes. He came prepared like a good student.
I had some.
I have
Even
nothing.
though I had 2 discovery calls before this, I do have some.
All right. So, yeah, how are those discovery calls?
They were very good.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good. It's raining. July is normally not a good month, but it's been raining here at MFG Tribe.
That's the way it works, guys. When you put out those good vibes and you're just trying to hustle, stuff starts coming to you. And it always happens whenever you go on vacation.
Yeah, it always did. Last time I went on vacation, we had a couple deals signed.
Yeah.
This time we got 4 deals signed before I go on vacation.
Four deals signed in 2 days.
Yeah.
And then a couple of discovery calls. So that's a good week for the first 2 days.
Yeah. Hey.
If every week was like that, this guy would be freaking out.
Yeah. I would probably be in the floor there dead, actually. You probably wouldn't be doing lives because I'd be so tired.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, we can't include Alex. He's too busy making money.
Too busy.
All right, so what bullet points do you have?
Hey, well, I'll go into it, Kyle.
Let's start into it.
Because this is going to be one of the things that everybody knows that they should be doing this, but nobody does it. The immediate follow-up. When I say the immediate follow-up, I mean Kyle and I, when we're going to FabTech, when we're going to these trade shows, as soon as you get that card, As soon as you get back to your hotel, as soon as you get back to the house that you're renting or wherever it is that you were staying, maybe you're in the city, if you're in Chicago, as soon as you get back to your home base for the evening, add them to your CRM system and send them an email. You know, for the most part, they might not necessarily look at it right away, but if they're salespeople in and of themselves, they're probably doing similar things. So staying in fresh in their minds and making it so, hey, oh, wait, I do remember talking to Kyle from MFG Tribe. I do remember talking to Alex at MFG Tribe, and getting that conversation again to the forefront of their mind, because then when you're going to follow up with them, what we're going to cover later, you can either respond to that email, and who knows, they're probably going to respond to you pretty quickly. Most of the time when we message people, they go, yeah, thanks. It was so great talking with you guys. And then you already have that email thread going where when you respond to it again, it triggers that memory.
So you're saying, would you agree? I don't want to go green, Riley.
Okay.
What can we go? Blue?
Blue.
All right. I'm going to go blue. Sorry, I'm messing with your set deck over here. Do I have limitations on this?
No, you're good.
So number one, would you agree that speed is king?
Yes.
Speed is king. All right.
Even if, you know, if I get somebody that is genuinely interested enough and is talking to me and I get their card right there, I'm going to go, hey, I'm going to text you real quick so you have my number and it's in your phone. It's right there.
Yeah.
Like, boom, you've got their number. You've got a text on them right there where you can even follow up later. If it's a 4 or 5 day trade show, you meet them on day one, ask them on day 3, hey, what's going on? You got any, you know, after events you guys are going to? Just kind of checking in and following up and opening that conversation to build that relationship.
Yeah. So you guys got to think about the mindset of when you're at the show, and on both sides of it, right? So if you guys are like us and we're going to the show, like I'm going to IMTS to support a client and also prospect. We went to NPE for a week, had 5 people down there to prospect. So from our standpoint, if you're walking a show trying to get the exhibitors to pay attention to you and engage with the exhibitors to potentially do business together, put yourself in their shoes. They're going to be one of 2 camps, I feel like. Either they're the type of camp that's like, I'm here going to the show, and then after the show doing the events, and then they're less paying attention to the day-to-day work because they're like in the moment of the show, to where if you do text them, LinkedIn message them, send them a connection request, send them an email, I've seen people respond, like you said, that day or the next morning because they're at the booth chilling, checking through emails, and then you pop up fresh in mind. They're like, yeah, thanks for having the conversation. Or on the flip side, they're in the camp where they're there. They don't rely on the show, but they are at the show for the company, but they're catching up on all their other stuff. So after hours, they're like, I'm not going to go to that thing. I have to catch up on all my emails, all my work, etc. So they're in both of those camps. So you have to think about that when you're sending them information. On the flip side of it, for most of the viewers that are exhibiting at the trade shows, I feel like it's no different. If it's out of state, so like FabTech this year or IMTS, it's like people are coming to it. If you have a good conversation, hit them up right there, right? Be like, hey, let me send you a connection request on LinkedIn right now to start the conversation or quickly. So I agree with Alex. Speed is definitely king when it comes to it.
I mean, because there are other people out there that are trying to do the same thing as you. You never know that there could be, you know, a competitor of yours that comes up to them and is doing that. Speed is king. They're immediately going to reach out to them. And guess what? That client is going to go, this person reached out to me first. This one's obviously very proactive and is very interested in my business. And you wait even a week, you could be behind.
Yeah.
So
I'll always assume that your guys' whichever camera around, your guys' competitors are knocking on your potential customer's door 24/7. You're at the trade show, why wouldn't they be there?
Exactly.
Right? If you're exhibiting, they're exhibiting. If you're walking it, there's a high likelihood that they could have somebody walking it too. You're going to be going after similar people, so it's going to come down to who's remembered.
Yeah, who's remembered and who is actually putting forth that value. That is another value add because you're showing that you're genuinely interested in helping them. You're not, and the follow-up shouldn't be super salesy. It shouldn't be, oh yeah, hey, this is our pricing sheets and all that kind of stuff. Just it was great speaking with you. That's really all you need. It's not that hard. You can copy and paste it into everybody that you've talked to. You can have a templated email that you're, sending out. Joe, it was great talking with you today. I really, enjoyed our conversation. Have a great rest of your trade show, or speak with you soon. It's dumb simple at that point, that one at least.
Exactly. All right, what else you got? What's another point?
I was going to say lead segmentation,
Lead segmentation.
Categorizing the leads you've collected based off of the level of interest. So, you have some leads that when you're speaking with them, especially us in marketing, we're speaking to some people and they go, yes, that is definitely something that we're, looking into, something that, is a Q4 or Q1 of next year kind of purchase. And then there's some people that you speak with that are like, no, we need this now. So you always want to obviously keep those segmented out because you don't want to have the same message going to the person that's not looking for something until Q1 that the person that's looking for something now is going to get. So if you segment these leads out and you go, these are the hot leads, these are the lowest hanging fruit that are needing my assistance or our assistance now, and these are the lowest hanging fruit that you need to get a hold of, and then you have the ones that are in the future, because then you can put them into campaigns. You can put them through those campaigns of future, making sure that you're still front of mind, your company's still front of mind, the products and services you offer are still front of mind to them for when they make that decision in the future.
Yeah, I'm down for it. And you got to do it quick. Again, going back to support bullet point number 1, what will happen? You guys go to the trade shows, you're like in the moment obsessing over it, and then the rest of your life happens. You get back to the office, you get back home to the office, and you're like, oh shit, I just missed all of these things, and stuff will get forgotten about. So if you set it up in the beginning, it makes it so much easier it's so much easier to follow up on it. So like what we do here, let's say Alex goes to a trade show and he takes the team with. We make sure that we have the list already set up, custom fields already set up in HubSpot, so then when he's going and hunting, he could drop them into lists that are auto-populating, and then he knows where everything's located. And then from there, we can put him into a drip campaign if need be, or if he wants to do individual one-on-one outreach, he can do that. And then we have it to where we can go back to it and say, okay, when's the last time there was a touch point of this person? Let's put them into these things, or I need to follow up with this person. I'm about to close a client probably this in the next week that I originally talked to at FabTech 2023. One of my main leads that I got for myself was this company. It's been almost a full 12 months, and that's how much chasing I had to do. I've probably had, I don't even know, 30 to 40 touch points, and had two or three meetings with them with like 30 to 40 touch points to get them to this point to then close them. I mean, it's all in that follow-up. But if you have it organized, and you can be like, oh, no, it's Wednesday, maybe you do time blocking. It's Wednesday, it's trade show time to follow up with my leads, or every day at 12:30 I check my leads from the trade show. But if you don't set it up, if you don't categorize it, then you're just going to be completely confused. Come on into the studio. Don't even worry about it, man. We don't get distracted here. Were you eating curry?
No, wings.
Wings?
Oh, that's what it
Okay.
was.
Alex was like, smells like some curry going on.
Smells like something good.
What kind of
going on out
wings?
Lemon pepper,
Okay.
there. Ooh.
original hot.
Dang.
Oh,
Have you eaten
man.
yet?
No.
Oh, we keep talking about that food, making him all messed up.
It's 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. and we still haven't eaten, or I still haven't eaten.
You haven't
here.
eaten. I pounded some frozen sandwiches.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got, man?
I'm gonna go with the next kind of thing. It kind of ties into some of this. Is some personalized communication. You got to personalize the communication that you're leaning out there. We've got the categorizing leads. We've got that speed is king that you're trying to get out there as fast as you can. But personalizing the communication that you are sending to these clients, especially the second one. If you're going to send a good, hey, it was great meeting you at this trade show, that's pretty generic. The next touch point that you should really be, reaching out with is what you guys discussed. Hopefully you guys are somewhat, paying attention to their problems, their pain points, asking them questions so that you can come up with them with a solution, handing them some sort of value add. Hey, look, we had this discussion. I was thinking about the discussion that we had regarding, your metal needs, regarding your plastic needs, regarding whatever it might be. And I genuinely think that, XYZ is a really good option for you. Again, not coming across as too pitchy, but opening up that conversation again, because that's initially what you guys had a conversation about. So opening it up because you already have their contact information. They were obviously open enough to give you that. So now it's time to take advantage of that. Speed is king, as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys I feel like you get too focused on it from an outbound standpoint with sales is like, oh, it's got to be personalized. Like if I say the company name, you're listening to all the B2B, B2C people that are like, if you mention the industry, the company name, your percentage to convert into a potential sales qualified lead increases by 368% or some BS thing. Yes, sometimes that may be true. Also, sometimes that sucks because we've done it where we get super personalized, look at that sequence, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like so much better. And it's not. So you got to justify where you're investing your time and resources. Meeting somebody at a trade show, 1000% justified to make it as personal as possible. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me about these specific needs. I understand X, Y, and Z. This was our communication. You said this. This is how I want to follow up. This is what we talked about. And here's the information that you requested. When can we have a call, et cetera, et cetera. Like personalize it. And then when you do follow up with them, going back to that, like, hey, it's been a while. One trick that we always do for you sales guys out there that are hunting through a CRM system is if you get ghosted, I always say go back to the last email thread that they responded to.
Yep.
So if you've changed the email thread and you're sending it to them and they're sent but not opened, or you're not getting engagement if you don't have a CRM system, go back to that email that they replied to and reply to that email, because sometimes it could be their system that's flagging it. Sometimes it just gets lost in the shuffle, but you replying to an email that they replied to, even if it was 2, 3, 4 months ago, that's a trick that I always do. I just did it this morning with that one that we haven't talked to in a month.
Mm-hmm.
I replied to an email that she replied to, and Alex, you probably reached out to her like probably 3 to 5 times in the last month.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going back to the one where she was like, hey, yeah, actually, I do want to reconnect and get an updated proposal on X, Y, and Z. I just went back to that one. It was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But that's something that could work. So keep it as personalized as possible.
On that note, Kyle mentioned all these, things that you could have potentially been discussing. One of the points needs to be that after you are done talking with these people, I'm a sales guy, they start to mush together. Everybody starts to, because I've talked with so many people, make sure you're updating the CRM with those notes. Kyle taught me a thing. I didn't really, it's a very simple thing, but write some notes on the back of the business card. If you look at our business cards, we have notes on the back of the business card. As soon as I'm done, we turn around and we go, Kyle's like, I need to write it down. And I'm, his table, and he's writing down the notes of what discussion he has, because then when he goes back or we go back, I do the same thing. When we go back to our CRM system and I'm implementing these, I flip around the card. There's a little bit of notes of what we've talked about. I put those notes now into the CRM system. And when I go to do that touch base back again, I go through the CRM system, go through the notes and go, that's what I talked about with Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah. That I learned that back in 2000 and I want to say 8 or 9 in one of my first 1 or 2 years in sales. And it was a guy 30 years older than me that told me that, because that's what they used to do. Because what's funny is that so like our business cards, what's the back of ours? It's black.
Yeah,
right?
it's black. You can't write anything on that.
So years and years and years ago, I had business cards that had like neoprene thin layer on it to where it felt like rubber.
Yeah.
And I remember handing it to somebody that was at the time in the 50s plus age, 45 to 50s plus. And he was like, oh, dude, these cards are dope, but I can't write on the back of them. And I was like, I know, but nobody does that anymore unless you go to a trade show and you're getting like 50 business cards or 30. Then it's like, you could go into your computer. That's going to take too much time. Just write a note in the back. Looking to expand, interest in X, Y, and Z. Follow up in 2 weeks, like simple notes like that. Because it's like Alex said, as soon as you see the note, connect the name, then it's going to probably trigger your memory of the actual conversation in further depth. But if it's like 6, 12 months down the road, you better have some strong notes in there, because then I'm not going to remember what the conversation was exactly. But yeah, the old writing on the back of the business card trick, that came from the old school days of it always being white cardstock, thin paper. You can write all over it. And nowadays things get so fancy that you can't do it.
Yeah, we can't even do it on ours, but it's something that keeping a good, if you get a card from them and you have a notebook, just having a notebook where you're like, okay, hey, shoving the notebook in there, write the name real quick of what it is, because you are going to forget. And it is one of the things if you remember something small that they talked about and you relayed that information to them and you remember talking about that, you will be very, the sales guys out there that are hunters, you bring up something that they have casually mentioned that was a pain point of theirs, and you come up with a solution to them. They are very highly, more susceptible to actually purchase from you. I don't know why that was such a difficult. I haven't eaten it today. They're more susceptible to buy from you because you're offering them a value.
Yeah, you got to build that trust, right?
Yep.
So we got to have trust. I saw that there's a hotspot. Where's that hotspot at, Riley? Is it like right here?
Yeah. right
roughly?
there. Yeah.
No. We're gonna put a no there. Don't
Right there.
right there. But it's all about building trust. And you can't build trust if you don't remember shit.
Nope.
It's that simple.
Yes,
Because they're gonna think that you're not important.
exactly.
All right, what's number 4?
I would say number 4 is going to be that when you are doing this follow-up, the next thing that your goal really should be is to schedule a demo or a meeting, actually getting that next discussion scheduled. If you're not going to sit there and actually ask them to hop on a meeting with you and you're just going to be doing this touch points, these conversations are going to leap for months. And then these people are going to be like, so what is it that you actually want from us? Some of them might be like, no, hey, I know what you're here for. I do want to do a meeting. But unless you ask them for that opportunity and try and plan that next step, you're really not going to know where you are in the sales cycle. Them in their heads could be like, yes, I'm interested, but that's a Q1 thing. They may have not told you until you push it to them like, hey, I think it's a good opportunity for us to hop on a demo, hop on a meeting, really discuss your needs. And then that's when you'll get an answer. If they come back with, yes, we would love to do that. What's your calendar look like next week? You know that they're hot to trot. If they come back with an answer of, I don't think we're ready for that yet, then you can push them into the nurture campaigns where you're going, okay, they're not ready for it quite yet. I know that they're not ready for it quite yet. So I can now push these guys out of my lowest hanging fruit and push them into a nurture. So I think probably one of the most important things is scheduling the next steps.
Yeah, it's like you're on whatever step of the process you're in. You're thinking about what is the next step. What do I need to ask now or get booked now for me to achieve that next step? So if it's that initial discovery call, you got to figure out pain points to offer up solution. Once you offer up the solution, you get on a call to review your quote, your proposal, whatever. Now you're trying to secure it, so you got to ask different types of questions. But yeah, you meet somebody, you're exhibiting at a trade show, or whether you walk up to them in person, you guys are trying to pimp out the exhibitors themselves. You want to say, hey, what does your schedule look like next week or this week or tomorrow or next Tuesday at 10 o'clock? You've got your phone, you've got your calendar, they've got theirs. Just be like, hey, let's lock it in right now. And then send them the invite after hours, or once they walk away from the booth, go back to your computer, punch their information in and send them the invite. But too often people are like from an exhibitor standpoint, I'm just going to collect all the leads. And then when the show's done, I'm going to get the spreadsheet with all of the leads, and then it's going to get assigned to me, and then I'll do my follow-up, and then I'll do my outreach. But it's like you're going to scan the badge, and that's going to go into the database, but that's why you always ask for their card. I feel like you're foolish if you don't ask them for their card. If they don't have a card, be like, what's your name and email, and just write it on a piece of paper or a notebook, write it on the back of your card, and then send them that connection request, send them an email that night just thanking them. But always focus on going towards those next steps. I 100% agree.
Sometimes I'll even tell you that if they're like, hey, I don't have a card, sometimes that gives you a little bit more of a opportunity there, because then you go, as you said, oh, okay, what's your email? And then give me your cell phone so I can give you a text or a call or something like that, where you're actually, because some cards just have an office number on there. If they give you that option, make sure you're try and get that cell phone number, because a lot of people might not give it to you, but if you've had a good enough conversation and you're offering them some sort of value, they're probably very more willing to give you that cell phone number, because they know if he does hit me up, it's for something that I need and he's providing value for me.
Exactly. All right, I'm going to hit number 5 before we go to the break and the comments. And this is the one that does it all. Never give up. If you give up, then there's no way you're possibly going to close new business. Somebody's going to give up. It's either going to be them giving up on you or you giving up on them. If you say there is no failure until someone gives up, and you're never going to give up, continue to reach out to them. Don't be obsessive and crazy with every week unless it calls for it. But put them in that pipeline. I'm trying to close deals that are 2.5 years ago didn't get the deal because they didn't pick us. 2.5 years ago, it went ghosted. I'm still trying to chase that person. Other people at the company too, but still trying to breathe life back into that deal. Trade shows are no different. Never give up. You could talk to somebody tomorrow that you met a year ago, and there could be an opportunity.
Yep. We just signed one of the plastic clients we've been talking to for a year, a little over a year actually.
Yeah.
Now, isn't it?
I think probably 2+ years. I mean, if you go back to
That was like my
Very,
one of
very
my first
beginning.
discovery
It's like
calls
almost
was
2
with
years.
them,
Yeah.
It was like my first discovery call was, I think, with them, and we just signed them. We've been to multiple trade shows with them. I've not left them alone. Again, not annoyingly, I've always been in their corner providing some value for them. We've done, did a little bit of extra work for them to, to prove our value, and look what happens. Now they're a partner of ours, and they're going to be a partner of ours for a while.
Yeah.
Because we've provided that value.
Yeah. So never give up. Somebody's going to give up. Better not be you. If you're as true,
We never give up, never surrender.
never surrender.
Never surrender.
Write it down there. Never surrender.
How do you spell surrender, just in case I...
I don't know. I didn't go to college. At least not long enough to learn how to spell.
Is it R or ER?
Surrender?
Is it right? Surrender.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey,
Riley,
I'm not a writer, Riley. You're the
listen,
smart one. Here,
listen,
okay?
Riley-
I sell things.
over here. Why is there no camera on you, dude? Oh, okay. We got to get a 74th camera to have one on Riley. This guy's like a damn genius over here. What'd you get on your ACT?
30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
30.
ridiculous.
That's him being
You're smart.
humble. He
Yeah.
speaks 7 languages, and he's
Klingon being one of them.
and he and he's single, ladies. So anybody in the Austin area looking for a strapping young gent with
Got a
his stuff
majestic
together,
mustache.
with a looking like Ron Jeremy,
We're trying to pimp out Riley here.
come on down,
Come on
to
down.
MFG Tribe, and we'll introduce you to Riley.
Our most
Get you
eligible
some
bachelor.
dates.
Our
Is
most
he our
eligible
most
bachelor. Huh?
What about Palmer?
Oh, Palmer's very eligible too.
We've got 2 very eligible, very single bachelors that will treat you right.
Lara's in the back going, dear
All
Lord.
right, I digress. So we're gonna take a short break, come back, then we'll talk more about Riley's love life.
Yeah. See you when we get back.
All right, we're back. For those of you that don't think that we went to the moon, put a 1 in the comments and be on my team. I think that thing was all a hoax because we haven't been back since, and we can't go back.
Riley's ready to throw hands.
Riley's like, I don't know if I want to work here anymore.
Riley's
First
like,
we're
my
talking
grandpa
about-
was the one that went to the moon. I don't know what you
First
guys are
we're-
talking about.
if it was true, then I would possibly believe it. All right, let's go to the comments. To the comments. Besides, throw up Tim Drinkwater's comments. I know you've been doing it during the show.
Yeah. All right, Tim Drinkwater has a question. What are your thoughts on sending out promo items or small gifts, possibly with a personal note?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
If you can, like, as long as it's a good gift and not like a flash, like a portable flash drive.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those are cheesy.
Like a
but-
Yeti or, you know, something like that.
Yeah, like check out these. I know you can't zoom in, but like that's some of our swag. That's a full blown Yeti. That's a $34 custom mug that we give to almost all of our clients as we restock and get more clients and bring it in. We send them gifts, but to even people that aren't customers, sending them something, anything,
Especially if they're low hanging fruit and you know,
Yeah.
like, why not? It
anything.
just
Send them a
increases
box
it.
of
Yeah.
cookies.
Yeah.
Like, we-
everybody loves Tips Treats. Tips Treats is everywhere.
So Oracle, big company, right? We would probably never do business with Oracle because we just don't have a need. Somehow we got on some list, and they send us every single month. Are they cupcakes or cookies?
They're brownie and they're brookies. They're brownie and cookie. They're brownies and then brownie cookies.
Yeah, brownie and brownie cookies. Every single time that box comes,
They are gone.
I'm like, I mean, maybe we could make a case to do some business with Oracle.
Yeah, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
How much do
40
we need to spend to actually do business with them? Because we want to keep getting these
right?
cookies.
And what do you imagine what you get if you are a customer?
Oh man,
They might be sending you like Tiff Treats, which is I feel like a Texas thing, maybe.
no, it's everywhere. Tips Treats
Oh,
everywhere.
okay,
I've
so-
had Tips Treats in the middle of New York City before. 'Cause I had
Okay.
a hankering for
So
Tips
so
Treats.
yes, Tim, I think that if you strategically have a list of 10, 20, 30 companies and you send them something thoughtful, you may not know the person or like their interest. Like, do they love to golf? Wait, here's some golf clubs or
Yeah.
not golf clubs.
Oh, are we sending out golf clubs
No.
now? Dude, I'll
Here's
sign
some-
1,000 people if you're ready
Here's
to do
some,
that.
we'll send out some of those cheap ones.
The
you can buy.
Kirkland home ones that they make now.
Yeah.
Kirkland's come back out with
Yeah,
theirs.
they're probably going to end up being like awesome.
They probably are.
Yeah.
Kirkland doesn't never make anything bad.
But send them a sleeve of golf balls and some koozies or something like that. Like anything to stand out. That's what it comes down to. If you can stand out, you know they're getting attention and noise from everywhere. If you can stand out by doing something different outside of the box, send them anything in the mail because the mail is like dead these days. People just don't get things. We usually never like. That's why Oracle sends us some.
We get
Cookie
checks. That's all we
brownies.
get.
Yeah, we get checks. We get checks and magazines.
Yeah.
Metal Forming magazine. If you
Yeah.
haven't subscribed to Metal Forming magazine, check it out. But we get that in the mail, but that's about it. The
Yeah.
packages that we buy, but that's
Yeah.
not exciting.
No.
If somebody sent me some stuff here and was like, "Hey, just wanted to reach out to you guys, and here's some free whatever," I don't even care. We would put that up in the office, and everybody would take it.
Hey, there were people were fighting over that Zoom info jacket.
Yeah, and it's still in my office. Like
Can you-
Zoom Info gave me a light puffy jacket.
Columbia jacket.
Yeah, I already have one, so I don't need it, but it's got their logo on it. But yeah, like they sent it to us just because I made an Instagram post and reached out to and the owner reached out.
Yeah.
But it's like, yes, Tim, I 100% agree that doing something thoughtful, sending something different, differentiating yourself 1,000% will go somewhere.
They will remember you, especially if it's something they can use. They'll look at their Yeti mug and go, "Oh, Tim."
Exactly. What else we got?
All right, so doubling down on that, Alexis Papagiannis says, Tim Drinkwater, from personal experience, it goes a long way. It makes you memorable. We put our logo on small Hot Wheels like cars and gave them out to customers. It's nice to have logo/info on something people keep on their desk.
Alexis has good ideas. She commented on one of my LinkedIn posts, you know, talking about it. She's got some good ideas.
Yeah,
that she's been
Alexis Papagiannis. That's either Italian or it's Greek. She's in the Canada. And her
The
and her
Canada,
husband,
is that a- is that a
the
place?
Canada. That's
The
what I always
Canada.
refer to it as.
doing.
The
No,
Canada.
Canada.
Her and her husband's friend started a industrial company doing overhead doors,
Mm.
and they went all in. That's not very common these days. It's all like the baby boomer generation that started this stuff. She's going all in, and yeah, she like Alexis. Please send us some of your Hot Wheels because my kid's obsessed with Hot Wheels and Monster Jam, and we will put that stuff as part of our deck. If you send us anything in the mail, we will include it in part of our deck.
Don't
You
be
promise
surprised
that,
if you
Riley?
get a video later of one of his sons yeeting it at him at the car, though, because
Yeah, that's true.
They do like
Yeah.
So she has two follow-up comments. She says, instead of one of your company's eligible bachelors, I'll take an MFG Yeti.
oh
Okay. Yeah, she's spoken for.
And then she specifies in all caps, Greek.
Greek. There you
There
go.
we go.
My mom's side is Greek, so I'm like roughly half Greek. So I saw that and I was like, she's got to be Greek.
Yeah, with a name like Milan, though, you really sound Italian.
That's my dad's side.
I know, but still, you know,
It's,
I know
it's
I know you
actually
got that
Irish.
Greek,
Yeah,
but-
I know. Milan, I'm not Italian. I'm Irish, which is like the exact opposite.
Yeah.
But I would love to send you one. I'm gonna have to check with finance on that because we have a couple clients in Canada, and when we sent them their swag box, it was locked in customs for like 2.5 weeks. Remember that, Laura? And then they finally got it and they loved it, but it was like locked up in customs. So would love to send you something. Let me check with the team. DM me over your info. As long as I'll make a deal, as long as you guys start making videos, then I will send you something to make a video about.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
What else you got, Riley?
Nothing else. That's so far all we got.
All right, that's all we have for right now. Alex is going on vacation tomorrow, so wish him a fun time. He'll be back next week. I'm coming back to you on Thursday to talk about industrial marketing. I don't know what the topic is, but I'm sure it will be good.
If anybody's in Vegas and they're watching this, probably not happening, and you want to talk about industrial sales, I will take time out of my vacation to come and talk to you.
There you
So
go.
let me know.
Anybody in
I'm
Vegas, message
Or anywhere
Alex.
close. Send me a car. I'll come out and I'll talk to you.
Yeah, send me a car.
Send me a car. I like limos. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, super stretch.
Super stretch.
Pink.
Oh, whoa now. I could get down with the pink with like a pool in the back.
That'd be fly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
that's
like
like
the
some-
pink Hummer with the
like-
pool in the back.
Like a Barbie limo.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down
Yeah.
with that.
That would be super dope. All right, guys, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications. Make sure to stick around for Thursday's live. That will be 2:30 in the afternoon. We'll see you on the next one.
Have a good one, guys.